Great day, kings and queens. Yeah. Welcome to another conversation with Drew, where this is a wonderful Wednesday. Truly a blessing and honor to be able to share this gift with you guys. Man, truly humbling to be able to express this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I've gained through my experiences, causing me to become the best version of myself, in hopes that what I share with you guys stretches you into becoming the best version of yourself. Man, this is definitely a wonderful Wednesday. It's truly, man, humbling, man, to wake up with such joy in your heart. Today, man, we're going to talk about the selfishness of me. That's why I titled it that, because, man, we really need to get this work in this area of being selfish. We live in a society, that consciously and unconsciously condition us to be selfish. It's sad, it's extremely sad when we think about it being 7.4 billion people in this earth, that we all were born and all were created to be able to love on each other, to be able to grow with each other, to be able to use each other's gifts so that we can become better versions of us. But it's sad again that we're taught and conditioned consciously and unconsciously to be selfish, but nothing has ever worked being selfish. We were created in selflessness. We were poured out of the cup of eminence that is selfless. Great morning, Queen. And so we have to understand the power of being selfless. Because, man, selfishness is killing people left and right, whether in politics, whether in relationships, whether in economics, whether in religion. Selfishness is killing a lot of people. And so we must understand truly the importance of being selfless. Man, straight out the womb, man, we come into a selfish society that always makes it about me. We constantly have to, tell our kids when they have siblings that they always like, man, this is mine. We constantly have to remind them that it's not yours, or even if it's yours, share, because this again is who we are innately and intrinsically, selfless individuals. And that's why it's so dope too when as kids, when you have siblings, because it teaches you the importance of sharing. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I remember seeing a clip over in Africa, man, and it was so beautiful. I want to say that Ray Lewis had gone over there and did some charity work, and it was so beautiful because he had this bottle of water, and over there in Africa, in certain parts of the third world, in that third world country, they don't have clean water, and so he had this bottle of water, and I want to say like it was maybe about this much water in there, right? And he gave it to one of the kids. It was a group of kids, and he gave it to one of the kids, and it was the most beautiful and profound act of selflessness I've ever seen. And the kid who first got it, he was so amazed, he was so happy to get it, and the first thing he did, of course, was crack the top on it, and he hit it back like boom. And it was so dope because innately and intrinsically, because there's so much love in their hearts, and it's so big, he hit it, but it was about this much left. Mind you that they don't have clean water over there. So the first thing that, of course, we would have did over here in America is we would have downed it. We would have downed that whole bottle of water. But it was so beautiful because as he tilted back and he got that taste, and he got that refreshing swig of water, he then looked and passed it to the next kid. And he took his little swig, and he passed it to the next kid, and he took his little swig. Mind you, that it was enough water. It wasn't even enough water in there for one kid, but it was so beautiful to see them taking a little swig as they was all being able to taste the freshness of this water, because again, they don't have clean running water, and they all passed it around in a circle until it was gone. That was the most beautiful example of what it means to be selfless. Again, we grow up in a society that teaches us to be selfish. And so that's why our friendships fail. That's why our relationships fail, because we are constantly being told through propaganda, through subliminal messages that's coming on TV, that's coming on your commercials, to be selfish. And it's sad because we live in a society, we live in a world where there are 7.4 billion people in the earth, but we are constantly being taught to be selfish. That's why you have divorce at such a high rate. That's why you have infidelity and adultery at such a high rate, because I want what I want when I want it. And that's not how the world works. I mean, it's not how the world works. It's not how it's supposed to work. Let me say that. And so it was so crazy. I remember being in this particular relationship, right? And I came in a little raw around the edges, you know, and so I made some bad decisions early on in the relationship, right? But after making those bad decisions, I became so cognizant of me becoming a better person. I was already in that process before I met this particular individual. And so I made some bad decisions, but through those bad decisions, it woke me up. It woke that king in me up. It woke that man in me up. And so I began to go in a diligent pursuit of becoming a better individual, working on myself through audios, videos, books. I just began to desire to become a better individual. So as I became this better individual along the way, I remember this particular young lady saying to me that, you know, Drew, I acknowledge that you became better. I acknowledge that you're a better person to this day, but it was at my expense. And they would, and this person would always say that to me, that it was at my expense, that it was at my expense, that it was at my expense. And I could never quite conceptualize that. I could never quite understand that. And so when they would say it, I would kind of be like, I don't get it. You know, basically, I don't get that on why you're saying at my expense. And let me tell you this, man, friendship is the most important relationship in the earth, right? But we don't know the importance of friendship. Friendship is about character building. When you come into a friendship with a person, you're coming into that friendship to help that person's character be built. You're coming into a friendship to help that person out. You shouldn't be coming into a friendship, the right prospering friendship. You shouldn't come into that friendship for you, for your needs, for what you want out of life. You should come into a friendship to help that person out. That is what friendship is about. It's about character building. The king says in this law, he said, there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. So as this individual kept saying to me, it was at my expense that I got better at her expense. It was crazy now looking back on it and understanding what I know now, right? When you are in a friendship, you are going into that friendship to help that person become a better individual. Now, we do not know the road that will be taken. We do not know the path that has to be gone, that we have to go down. We do not know the sacrifice that will be given. But if you ever pay attention to anybody if you ever pay attention to anybody that we admire at life, right, that we have great admiration for, that we give great reverence to, they always had to sacrifice self in order for the population or the masses to gain, right? So if we look at an individual like Dr. Martin Luther King, who was beaten for us, who was spit on for us, who was hit in the face with bricks for us, who was mauled on by dogs for us, who was locked up in prison for us. We look at a Mahatma Gandhi who was suffering dehydration and malnutrition for his people. When we look at the greats, when we look at Jesus Christ, right? When we look at the greats who we give great reverence to, right? They all suffered for everybody. So when the individual says to me that, yes, Andrew, you got better, I see that you got better at my expense, you automatically understand that they didn't understand the true value of friendship. Because when you come into a friendship with a person, again, we are taught this, programmed to do this, to be selfish. That's not how anything works. Needless to say, I'm not in that relationship no more. But it's not how things work. We are to become selfless. We must understand that there will be great sacrifice for great results. So if you're looking for a great friendship, if you're looking for great relationships, then you have to understand that you have to give up you in order for this individual to become better. That's what friendships is about. Friendships is about character building. And so again, when we live in a society that would say something like, yes, there was gain by other people, but it was at my expense, you don't understand the true meaning of life. You don't understand the true nature of life. You don't understand the true nature of abundance and prosperity. Abundance and prosperity always comes through sacrifice. That's why the great king said, I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. That's what you have to understand. But the only way that we can have life more abundantly is that he had to die for us. He had to die for us. So when you understand that he had to suffer great tribulation for us, when you understand that, you recognize that your life, the things that you're going to have to go through, in order for the people around you to become better, you have to become selfless. But we're raised in a society that says everything is about me, me, me. I'm this, I'm that. I have this, I did that. It's all about me. But you don't understand the true nature of love. You don't understand the true nature of sacrifice. The law is, there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. So if Andrew Clayborn has to suffer something in order for you to become better, then that is what it's going to be, even until death. Even unto death. If I have to die in order for mankind to become better, then that is exactly what it is. I don't know what death feels like. I don't know what death feels like. And I don't even know when it happens to me, will I know what it feels like? But at the end of the day, if my life has to be given in order for all mankind to become better, like my big brother Jesus Christ did, then that's what I'll do. But that is the true nature of life. Again, when this individual said to me, yes, you got better. Yes, I can acknowledge the greatness that's coming out of you now, but it was at my expense. That person did not truly understand the nature of love. The king said, the law is this: there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. That's why I have so many friends. He said a person who has many friends must first be friendly. That's why I have many friends. That's why I know a lot of people. Because what's in me naturally is for me, to give up energy, to give up time, to give up resources, to give up these things in order for other people to be better. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way that you were naturally created to be. So if it's all about you, that's why you're losing in life. That's why nobody wants to be around you, because you do not recognize that there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. Not saying that you have to do it unto death, but you have to die unto you in order for somebody else to be better. That is what friendship is about. It's about character building. Period. When my cousin King Solomon said, he said that he said a brother is born for adversity. He said, but there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. There is a friend that sticks closer than somebody who's your blood. Why? Because when you understand there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend, you have to become selfless. You have to become selfless. You have to lose something about you in order for somebody else to become great. But if that's going to help mankind, if that's going to help the masses, how dare you say that it was at my expense? How dare you say that I had to go through some hardship in order for the next person to be better? How dare you say that? Because you don't understand the true nature of love. You don't understand the true nature, of giving. You don't understand the true nature of friendship. That is how things work, people. I'm sorry if I'm bursting your bubble over there and you're having a hard time receiving this truth. But that's why your friendships is failing. That's why your relationships continue to fail. And that's why you're by yourself. And nobody wants to be around you unless they're trying to get something from you. Because you're beautiful, or because you have money, or because, you may be funny at the moment and they're just trying to get something from you. But truly, nobody wants to be around you. Because you do not recognize and you do not understand the true nature of friendship. Friendship is about character building. We were put into this earth and we were put in the midst of everybody. There's 7.4 billion people in this earth. If it was meant for you to be about you, then why the heck can't you even see your own face without a mirror? A queen will spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 in the mirror every morning, putting her face on, her makeup on, her eyeliner on, beating her face as they call it, putting it on fleek as they call it, right? They will do that for 10, 20, 15, 30 minutes in the morning, right? For somebody else to see it because they can't see it without a mirror. But that's how it was created to be. Because your own smile that you spend 10 minutes brushing every morning is not for you. You can't even see it unless you're in front of a mirror. Those eyebrows, those eyelashes that you got on fleek, they're not even for you. They're for somebody else. Our lives are not meant for us. That's why, again, the greats who we reverence, the greats who we give admiration to, I'm telling you, kings and queens, that is why we reverence them, because they understood the true nature of life, and the true nature of life was to become selfless. And through that selflessness, we admire the Mahatma Gandhis, we admire the Jesus Christs, we admire the Dr. Martin Luther Kings and the Nelson Mandelas, we admire the Steve Jobs of the world. We admire these people because they lay down their lives, are the selfishness that's in them, in order for other people to become great. So again, if it's just about your household, if it's just about your family, if it's just about you in particular, you are losing at life. I get tired of hearing people say, like, man, I'm out here grinding for my family. That's it, bro? That's it, queen? Just for your family? Heck, I watch Animal Planet about 3 to 4 days out the week. And I always see a lioness go out and get a kill for her family, for her pride, as they call it. I always see that, but I've never seen a lion kill an animal for the hyenas. Or I've never seen a lion kill the animal for the wild dogs. Or I've never seen a lion kill an animal for another pride. So you're saying that your mentality is only great as a lion, an animal? Who doesn't have the ability to reason to say that I am only doing this for my family? No, he said the man's gift will make room for him and bring him before great men. So if it makes room for me, that means that not only is my family taken care of, but I'm able to help other people's families. That's selflessness. That's selflessness. That's selflessness. So when you understand the magnitude of life, you begin to develop this selfless mentality, this selfless attitude, because you weren't created for it to be about you. If that was the case, you would have been born into a cubicle. Not in a world that holds 7.4 billion people. So that's why I changed my mentality in everything that I do. In everything that I do. And I constantly continue to work on it every single day. I constantly ask the Father, the creator of the universe, help me to lose more of me and gain more of you. Because I understand what this is. The greats that we reverence, they all laid down something for somebody else. They all laid down something for the multitudes. So when you understand this, it will stop being about you and your funky self. Sorry to have to go there. It'll stop being about you and your funky self. It'll start being about the next 2 generations to come. It'll start being about your next door neighbor's neighbor. It'll start being about your coworker that's struggling. You'll finally be able to see that smile that they keep giving you was fake, and you'll start pouring into their lives so that you can help them cultivate a genuine and authentic smile. It's about being selfless. Even in marriage, Uncle Paul said to us, he said, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. What did Christ do? Christ gave his life for the church. So husbands, stop being selfish. Men, stop being selfish and treat these women as queens, just like you would treat yourself as a king if you truly love you. He said no man will love his own self or love his own body and treat another woman's body disrespectfully. You have to understand the true nature of life. We were created to be selfless. Not selfish. Not selfish. So when that homeless person comes up to your car door or your window and you may have some change or a few dollars on you, don't try to hold your head straight like you don't see them coming up to your window. It doesn't matter why they're out there. If you have it to give, you about to get your check in 2 days. And that dollar that you got in your pocket, again, it's about your funky self. So you can't reach into your pocket or your wallet or in your purse and hand that person whatever it is that they may need. Because it's all about you. Because it's all about you. And you don't recognize that it was never about you, that your life is not your own, that you was bought at a price, that you were giving the breath of life so you can come into this earth and become better, not for you, but for all mankind. You have the ability to influence the masses. You have the ability to feed the masses. You have the ability to help change the masses. You have the ability to lead the masses, but the only way that you can do that through your life is by becoming selfless. It's not about you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not about you. It's not. It is about the people who are next to you. And those people do not have to be the same race. Those people do not have to be the same ethnicity. Those people do not have to be the same gender. But that's who it's about. That's what life is about. It's about becoming selfless. If you constantly look around at laws in any book that you study, it's always about being selfless. Any great book that you study, from the Bible to the Quran, it's always about being selfless. It's never about being selfish. You have to exercise this selflessness in order for you to become great, because you will reach a cap, right? This is how selfishness works. You will reach a cap in life because you will see that, man, if I can just get here, I'll be good. But in all actuality, the Creator put in you so much more. He wants to maximize your potential, but he can't, because he didn't put in you just to be here so that you can be good. He put in you that you need to be there so that you can be not only good for you, but you can be good for the next two to three generations to come. And I see it every day. I see it every day. Just one random act of kindness can change the world. If everybody understood that, if 7.4 billion people got that, one act of random kindness can change the world a day. A day. Why you think that on my posts I always speak positively? Why you think on my posts I always type positively? Why you think on my reposts it's always something positive? Because I understand the magnitude of being selfless. That it's not about me. That it's not about me. That we have a unique gift in each and every one of us, but the only way that we can serve it into the earth is by truly being selfless. He said, did not come to be served, but to serve myself a ransom for everybody. For everybody. Again, the law is, there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. There is no greater love than that. The king said that. That can never be changed. What the king say is law. And he said there is no greater love than this, than for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. That's why we have so much admiration for the greats, because they laid down their life for all mankind. And you worried about your funky self. So sad. So sad. Little tink. But thank you, man. I want y'all to really understand this. I really, truly need you guys to really understand the magnitude of being selfless. You have in you the capacity, the ability to be able to heal the nation, to heal the world. You have that ability inside of you. You have gifts and treasures that's inside of you that can only be cultivated through selflessness. I study not for me. The studying helps me in turn, but I do not study for me. I study so that I can feed people, because I understand that man shall not live off of bread alone, but off of every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. I understand that what I am learning, all the education, all of the knowledge, all of the different material, all the information is not for Andrew Clayborn. Does it impact me? Absolutely. Because if I eat a piece of fruit, it's going to help me. So if I'm eating some good food, it's going to help me. So I understand the law and how it works. But the reality of it is that it's not for me. I'm not being healthy for me. I'm being healthy so that I can be in this earth longer to be able to serve you. Because I understand the magnitude of selfishness. Now look at that mentality. Dang, Andrew is exercising. Andrew is eating correctly. Andrew is putting in this work, not for himself. It benefits him, yes. Common sense. It benefits him, but the reality of it is that he wants to be around longer, not just for himself, but for his kids, for his kids' kids. He wants to be around for him. I mean, not for himself, but for me, so that I can become better. He wants to be around for not for me, but for my kids and my kids' kids. Why? Because I understand the importance of that. Do you not think that that'll be blessed? That mentality that will be blessed? Do you not think that those efforts will be blessed? Do you not think that that lifestyle will be blessed? When you get the mentality of understanding that it was never about you? If it was all about you, when your mother had you, her womb would have closed up. But some of us got brothers and sisters that came after us. So it's apparent that it's not about you. It's apparent that it's about other people. It's apparent. Did they stop making the shoe, that your favorite shoe that you love, once you bought it? No. Did they stop making your favorite car that you drive once you purchased it? No. Did they stop making your favorite food and only serve it to you when you finally discovered it and consumed it? No. It was never about you. And it won't ever be about you. It is about understanding the law that says there is no greater love than this, but for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. So you have to understand that you have to become selfless. That's what I'm saying. When I was in this particular relationship and I made some mistakes, and it caused me to recognize that I had more in me, that I can be greater than my mistakes. And I became that. But the individual I was with said, I acknowledge your greatness, but the greatness that came was at my expense. They didn't understand the true nature of selflessness. They didn't understand the true nature of love. They didn't understand the true nature of friendship. But it taught me so much. It taught me the value of what was inside of me and what I believe and what I know to be true. That I will give anything for anybody, because I understand that even if it's my life, that person has to go on to be better, or those people have to go on and be better. That's what the greats understood. The Jesus Christs of the world, the Mahatma Gandhis, the Martin Luther Kings, the Nelson Mandelas, the Marcus Garveys, the Nat Turners. That's what they understood. They understood the true nature of friendship. They understand the true nature of sacrifice. They understood the true nature of selflessness. Because when you understand this, you become the greatest version of you. Because you'll work tirelessly. You'll work effortlessly. You'll work diligently to become better, not for you. It's going to benefit you in return. That is natural. But it's going to help you to become a better individual for your children, for your children's children, for your next door neighbor's children, for your next door neighbor's children, for a stranger's children, for a stranger's children's children. You got that much treasure inside of you. You have that much authority inside of you. You have that much power inside of you. So the secrets that you may be struggling with in life, the secrets that you may be struggling behind closed doors, work on those things. Because it's not for you. It's for your kids' kids. For you to be able to say, man, I overcame this, not for me, but for other individuals. When I overcame obesity, right, that put me in a position, right, to be a personal trainer. And through being a personal trainer, I was able to help many lives understand the true nature of the lifestyle of health and wellness. Not for me. Did I become healthy? Absolutely. Do I feel better about myself? Absolutely. Do I feel better in my own skin? Absolutely. Did it make me a little bit more handsome? Yeah. Absolutely. Did it make me feel more confident? Absolutely. But there is nothing like helping another person find that same thing within themselves. It's nothing like helping other people experiencing the same thing in their lives. There's nothing. I got greater joy out of seeing somebody else say, thank you, Andrew Clayborn, for helping me to find me. Because there's no greater love than this. To lay down, for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. People have no idea the mental torture and the physical torture that I had to go through in order to become fit. By myself, no nutritionist, no personal trainer. Nobody would understand the magnitude of what I had to put in such a short time. But what I'm saying to you, kings and queens, is that it was not for me, but it was for A, to give my Father glory, and B, to help other people see that it is possible. It is beyond possible. It don't matter if you're sitting at 400 pounds right now. It is beyond possible for you to look like an hourglass. It is beyond possible for your cholesterol and blood pressure and all of those things to be perfectly balanced. It is beyond possible for the type 2 diabetes to go away. It is beyond possible because what's in you is beyond what's for you. Let me say that again. What's in you is beyond what's for you. Why? Because what's in you is not just for you. It's for other people that you will come in contact with. But it's about becoming selfless. When you understand the weight that's on your shoulders is not yours, that is for other people, you'll recognize that you must have something so powerful inside of you that if I can not only be better for myself but for other people, then daggone it, let me start right now. Let me start right now. Let me use this greatness, this authority, this power inside of me to become better, because if I have in me the ability not only to impact my life but to impact the lives of others, if I have in me right now not only to be able to change my life but to be able to help change the life of others, if I have in me right now not only to become great, but to be an example of greatness that others will become great right now, do you not understand the value that's in you? But the only way that true value can be cultivated is by losing that selfishness and becoming selfless. That's it. That's it. Again, the law is there is no greater love than this, but for a friend to lay down their life for a friend. If you see your friend struggling in a particular area right now in your life, stop worrying about your funky self and go help them. This is what's so dope, right? It's because you have to understand the magnitude of helping people. You have to understand the law of giving, right? It says, give and it shall be given unto you. You're wanting something right now, right? You're needing something right now, right? But you're waiting for it. Or you're putting in the work and it's not happening for yourself. Go and put that same energy, that same time into another person and watch how somebody else comes and then do the same for you. It's law. It's law. Give and it shall be given back unto you. It's law. If you're wanting something, go give it to somebody. Well, Drew, man, you know, my heart was broken, bruh. You know what I mean? I'm over here hurting right now. So am I. My heart was broken too. But you know what I did? I started going out and give love to people. I start calling people who had the marriage that I like, that I love. And I start calling them and hitting them up and telling them how much I appreciate them. I start going out here helping people discover their own purpose. I began to pour out. So now things are naturally being poured back unto me. It's the law. I understood that even in my selfish heartbreak, that I needed to be selfless and serve. And once you understand that there is no greater love than this, but for a friend to lay down their life for a friend, you'll understand that you're going to go through some hurt and some pain for some people. But that hurt and pain is going to help them become the greatest version of themselves. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is a wonderful Wednesday. But remember, it's not a look, it's a lifestyle. because we do this every day, not to impress people, but to leave an impression on the earth. I encourage you to be selfless today. I speak selflessness over you today. I know that selfish spirit that's inside of you must die after this video. You must begin to work on yourself and become selfless every single day. I want to say to everybody who's donated, thank you so much, because you don't understand how you're impacting this movement, how you're assisting this movement. For those who want to donate, who haven't had the opportunity, hit me up in my inbox for the instructions, or go to andrewdclayborn@gmail.com for further instructions. I love you, kings and queens. God bless. Peace.